Okay, Paul. This is the cross section sheets. So it starts off with the same type of drawing, blank drawing, 2D drawing with the corridors referenced into it. And what I did on this is probably like we kind of talked about, is I referenced in just the corridor with a nesting depth of 1, brought in all the rest of the drawings that were attached to that. Again, you could just do them one at a time; doesn't really matter. And I know this looks really clutty and muddy. You saw white lines and stuff, but it's because the feature definitions aren't attached, so you're aware of that. So in this case, right click and do a set the views. You need a plan view and a 3D view. 3D view is kind of nice because then you have to see the cross sections. You don't have to interact with it, but you get to see where the cross sections are going to be cut, sort of in a these slices along that. You'll see that. So okay, good. So once you got the sheet set up, then you're going to go to the name boundaries. And let me just run this and pause it as needed. Okay, so go to the name boundaries. And it's the fourth icon on the top, cross sections. Set the drawing seed. And then once the drawing seed, just like the plan, just like the profile, you pick the drawing seed, you pick the icon at the top, you pick the drawing seed, and then you pick the alignment. So you have to go to the alignment. And this is where, if there's a lot of graphics, you want to go to the attribute, hover over it, look at that little, I said tooltip, but it's attribute information. Make sure you're picking the alignment. Once you do that, then you can kind of go back to this cross sections. So this dialog. So let me continue here. So I'm just going to set the drawing seed here, and we're going to do a 10 scale. So let me run this. Okay. So we're doing the 10 scale, and then jump into the plan view. Make sure you pick your alignment. Again, I try to get that attributes to pop up. Sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it does. So eventually when you get that, you make sure you got the right alignment. And then at that point, you saw there a little quick glimpse of the slices, like of the where the cross sections will be cut. So again, you don't start placing anything. Just go ahead back to the dialog. You'll create a group just like you had a plan group, and the profile group was based on the plan group. You'll create a cross section group, and give it some sort of intelligent name there. And then once you do that, you type in the name, enter, and then you can go back into the onto the plan view. Again, just you do have the option to set lefts and right offsets, the intervals, all that stuff here can be changed. This is just sort of the out of the box, out of the box configuration for Louisiana. So feel free to put description or whatever. You can go in there and you can kind of snap exactly where you want to put your cross sections. That's fine. You'll see that you'll see the cross section lines start to appear there. Again, where you want to put your last one, just look at the plan view, and if you want to snap to something or get to the end, just go ahead and do that. Again, it's just doing it based on the interval and the settings on this dialog with the left and right offsets and the vertical exaggeration, all that stuff. So once you do that, okay, so then after you do that, that's where the dialog will disappear, but you'll see in the 3D view that it's showing you where all those slices are going to occur. From there, you're going to go to the name boundary manager on the little dialog launcher, and then let me just get this. So you're going to expand that. And that, again, this is moving kind of fast here. The second icon from at the top, because I've been in the software and I click that on, the little squiggly line with the yellow pencil thing, because I had that on, it stayed on. But if you exit it out and then came back in to do this, more than likely that would be off. So you got to make sure you turn that thing on. And then once you select the cross-section group, then you could go up to the create cross sections, the sheets themselves. So, and then once that is activated, and then you'll set everything is pretty much set. You just kind of just sort of scan this thing again. If you want the drawing models and sheet models in separate DGN files, or at the very top, talked about that toggle, one sheet per drawing. If you want to separate the cross sections into separate DGNs, all that can be overridden here. Right now, just sort of our Louisiana's out of the box configuration doesn't have that stuff on. So go ahead and this is your opportunity to kind of just verify that things look right, and that the sheet breakdown and breakup of that is what you are after. In this case, I didn't use any different file names for the drawings or the sheets, so everything's just going to be packaged into this DGN file that I'm in. Again, this is a blank DGN file with just the corridor and everything referenced. So there's nothing in this here anyway. The only thing that's in here now are name boundaries, and then eventually the drawing models and the sheet models. And then basically click apply. There's basically one step, process, and then, call up the sheets. And again, because some of the sections didn't have the roadway on it, but you'll see all the cross-section views all set up, each of the cross-sections, and they're all referenced into those two sheets. It created two sheets, but all of those drawing models are for each of the cross-section views. So if we go to the other sheet, basically you'll see the other sheet here where the model is, and then the existing ground.